I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hip-hop star and entrepreneur Dr. Dre sent a scathing cease and desist letter to MAGA extremist Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, and in fact even got her Twitter account temporarily disabled after Marjorie Taylor Greene posted this weird performative video of herself prancing around the halls of the Capitol building to the music playing in the background, Still Dre, a clear infringement of Dr. Dre's intellectual property and copyright rights. And in this scathing letter, Dr. Dre's lawyers tell Marjorie Taylor Greene that one would think, as a member of Congress, that you would actually know about the laws and the United States Constitution that protects copyright holders, but evidently you don't. And in fact, Dr. Dre also had some very appropriately harsh words for Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying that he is not okay with anyone taking his IP and using his copyrighted work, but especially people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and politicians who use it to spew and spread hate. A direct quote from Dr. Dre that he told TMZ. Let me read for you this letter from Dr. Dre's lawyer, Howard King, of the firm King, Holmes, Paterno, and Soriano, wrote a great letter. And in this letter to Marjorie Taylor Greene, the subject is unauthorized use of Andre Young's, Still Dre, that is Dr. Dre's name, Andre Young. And in this letter, Dr. Dre's lawyer states, "We write you on behalf of our client, Andre Young, who is also known as Dr. Dre, composer and performer of the hit song Still Dre. You are wrongfully exploiting this work through the various social media outlets to promote your divisive and hateful political agenda. Andre Young is the owner of the copyright in Still Dre, with the exclusive right to exploit the same. Mr. Young has not and will never grant you permission to broadcast or disseminate any of his music. The use of Still Dre without permission constitutes copyright infringement in violation of 17 U.S. Code Section 501. The lawyer goes on to say, "One might expect that as a member of Congress, you would have a passing familiarity with the laws of our country. It's possible, though, that the laws governing intellectual property are a little too arcane and insufficiently populist for you to really have spent much time on. We're writing because we think an actual lawmaker should be making laws, not breaking laws, especially those embodied in the Constitution by the Founding Fathers." Goes on to say on page 2, "The United States Copyright Act says a lot of things, but one of the things it says is that you can't use someone else's song for your political campaign promotion unless you get permission from the owner of the copyright in the song, a step you failed to take. Demand is hereby made that you cease and desist from any further unauthorized use of Andre Young's music. This letter shall constitute formal notice to you of the matter set forth herein. Accordingly, please provide me with written confirmation that you have complied with these demands before January 11th, 2023 by 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Nothing contained herein shall be deemed an admission of any fact or of any rights." Signed, Howard King. Marjorie Taylor Greene responded, of course, in her hateful way, and she wrote, quote, While I appreciate the creative chord progression, I would never play your words of violence against women and police officers and your glorification of the thug life and drugs. It should be noted that Andre Young, Dr. Dre, actually sold a billion-dollar company, Beats by Dre, to Apple. He is a successful entrepreneur, but for Marjorie Taylor Greene calling Dr. Dre's music thuggish or whatever she's calling right there, proves Dr. Dre's point and Dr. Dre's lawyer's point exactly, that we will never license our music. We will never allow people spewing the type of hate, performative hate that she's spewing here, to use our music. We here at the MeidasTouch Network actually have a great deal of experience when it comes to litigation with Marjorie Taylor Greene, because you can go back and check this in prior videos or Google it. We at the MeidasTouch Network, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we filed a federal lawsuit against Marjorie Taylor Greene for impermissibly blocking the MeidasTouch Twitter account from her Twitter handle when she had Twitter. We took the case to federal court as a violation of MeidasTouch's First Amendment rights, and ultimately Marjorie Taylor Greene settled the case with MeidasTouch, where she agreed to pay $10,000. MeidasTouch then took the $10,000 and donated it to 2 charitable organizations that support responsible gun ownership. We were very proud to donate that money. And then shortly thereafter, Marjorie Taylor Greene referred to our organization as a communist organization in some speech that she gave in front of the press. That was her comeback after settling the case with us. And as part of the settlement agreement that Marjorie Taylor Greene actually entered with MeidasTouch, she was precluded from blocking anybody, and to this day remains enjoined. She's blocked from blocking anybody using both of her Twitter handles, her official handle and her unofficial handle. So if you've been blocked by Marjorie Taylor Greene, it is actually a violation of a federal settlement agreement that Marjorie Taylor Greene entered into with MeidasTouch. And of course, Brett Meiselas, my younger brother, one of the co-founders of MeidasTouch, signed that settlement agreement as the head of our pro-democracy initiatives here. But that also shows you that if you are appropriately aggressive and follow the law in these cases, and you push back on these MAGA extremists, despite the fact that they claim, oh, we'll never give in, we'll never give an inch. Ultimately, just like Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene settled, and we were honored that we could take that settlement money and use it to support these incredible charities. But you go and look at Donald Trump, for example, he talks a big game, but look at the Trump University. He settled those cases. Look at the case involving the security guards that right around the 2016 campaign that allegedly assaulted individuals, I think actually assaulted individuals outside of Trump Tower. I believe Trump settled that case as well. They cave if you show strength, but ultimately if you show weakness, if you do what Kevin McCarthy did, if you just give in, you get the result that Kevin McCarthy did. You become the weakest Speaker of the House in United States history. So you gotta be forceful, do exactly what Dr. Dre did here, and I will be interested to see if Dr. Dre's lawyers actually initiates any formal litigation against Marjorie Taylor Greene. And what Dr. Dre's lawyer did here, I would encourage any of these artists, like when Donald Trump steals the songs and plays them at his events, I would like to see more of those artists push back and have their lawyers sue Donald Trump for that. You know, Donald Trump has taken and stolen some major pieces of American music history to support his fascist ideology. We need to push back against that. It's a small thing, but something that needs to be pushed back. We need to push back against all of this. We'll keep doing that here, of course, at the MeidasTouch Network. I'm Ben Meiselas. Hit the subscribe button. We are on our way to 1 million subscribers thanks to your incredible support. Also, check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. You'll love the exclusive content that you can only get on our Patreon site. But most importantly, help us grow this independent media platform, this independent media community. We're not funded by any outside investors at all, so it's a way that you can help grow this great community. Until next time, I'm Ben Meiselas.
Our blue wall stopped the red wave and election deniers got denied election. That's why we're celebrating with the new Democracy Prevails team. We've got lots of work to do, but we should all be proud that when democracy was tested, democracy prevailed. You've earned this. Don't wait. Get yours right now at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.